Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we want to run my own army in Legend League. So the Queen Charge Super Barbarians, we're going to run that in Legend. We already used it in the Clan Wars, but this time we want to use it in the Legend League to see if it's actually that strong, or if it's actually that strong as I always say. And we did this on Saturday and Sunday. We did a couple of Legend attacks, and actually I went perfect in this stream. So really strong army, and the best thing about this, in my opinion, is it's the perfect army for beginners to start with Queen Charges. Why exactly is that the case? Well, this army has a ton of spells which are all planned for the Queen, which means even if you're doing mistakes like I'm doing right now, like using the rage too late, you can easily save this because, as I said, every single spell is meant for the Queen. So freezing for the Queen or using even more rages is no problem normally, and you can still get away with a pretty high percentage and 2 stars at least. That's the next good thing about this strategy, because you're using a Yeti blimp. This means basically that you're always having a tool to get the 2nd star, because this Yeti blimp will always get the 2nd star and secure a safe option to gain trophies. And now, well, what exactly is this all about? What are the goals? What are you looking for when using this strategy? Well, this is what this video is all about. I want to show you guys a guide on how to use this maybe a little bit weird looking army, but at the same time it's pretty strong. So what exactly are we doing right now? First, what we did is we went for the most important defenses, which are most of the time the expos, because we have a Queen Charge, and Queen Charges, and especially this one, is meant to stay alive forever. So we have the Queen Charge, so we need to take out the biggest threat to the Queen, which are expos and the Eagle, because Eagle is freaking random and shooting sometimes your healers, and this is annoying as hell. So this is just the main problem, and this is why we're going for the Eagle and expos always first, if there is the possibility. That's what we did over here. We went for the expo first, had the Eagle as well over there, so that's great value, taking those down early. And now it's all about the back end, where we're just like circling the base. Normally you have the King and the Warden and the Bolus and the Royal Champion all together, but since this is pretty much a ring base, we're adding up just to the Queen, which means on our end, we're adding up the King, Bolus, Super Barbarians and everything together to the Queen, so we're supporting her, so we make sure that she's not going to die. On this attack, it's going to finish off on this Inferno Tower, where we still have the Queen ability, and we had exactly what was needed to happen basically. We had the Queen staying alive. She's going to finish off this base. Even the Bolus stayed alive in the end. And this is going to be a nice and easy 3-star. Obviously, not the strongest base, but at the same time, pretty annoying to attack if you're new to this specific base type. But let's get to the next base. And I will show you guys how to attack with different styles, basically those different bases. But once again, we have the same setup, and we're going for the same buildings as always. So this base actually was a pretty high trophy base a couple of seasons ago, and obviously we do not abuse the hole in the base, because that would be kind of cheating, so we're not using that. Instead, we're going to charge once again into the expos. Once again, if there is an expo farm, you do not want to charge right dead into it, because otherwise you're facing 4 expos at the same time. You want to come in from the flank of the expos. That's the goal at this point. What I'm doing over here, I'm war breaking once again, because if we're getting the Town Hall out of the way nice and early, then we can just save the Yeti blimp for one of those annoying back-end Inferno Towers, which are obviously kind of annoying for the back-end, especially because we have the Royal Champion most of the time finishing the base with the Queen, and both are kind of weak to the Inferno Towers. But on our end, the Queen is going to go onto the outside, which is, to be honest, no problem, because we want to get the expos anyway. The problem right now is, that we do not get the Town Hall, at least for now. But that's where the Yeti blimp is coming in. That's already what I told you. This Yeti blimp is always meant to go for the Town Hall, except if there's this super easy charge where you get the Town Hall basically gifted. But except that, it's always meant to go for the Town Hall and take that out nice and early. So you do not need to worry about either for your Queen or for your Super Barons later on. No chance. Once again, maybe this style now of the base is remembering you like from the first attack, because we have once again kind of pretty much a setup of a ring base where the Town Hall was in the core, and everything around that is now pretty much line up as a ring. So what we're going to do on those ring bases is always the same. Always support your Queen. On the other bases, most of the time, you try to go somewhere else into the base with your king and your boulders, because otherwise it's going to be a time fail. But because this base is so open, everything can work together and push through the base together, which is obviously a nice thing for us. Now we're pushing in with those super barbarians from the right side, Royal Champion in behind. We have still the rages, so we're about to use them. It's not about power always. It's not about the power always of your troops. It's all about the time as well, because if you're not raging, sometimes you can cause like a time fail. So sometimes you could just rage, even though if you do not need it, that's still sometimes the better option. Meanwhile, the Royal Champion is taking down the Inferno Towers, which is nice for us. We still have the freeze for the last Inferno Tower. We have another rage once again getting deployed. I'm not a huge fan, like, I'm normally not going for swag points, so that's just all about, we just want to get the triple in. So we're just raging, freezing and everything. So this is going to be the next 3-star for us. And this is how it looks if you're doing the Queen Charge Super Barbarians. Let's keep going. Okay, the next base. And to be honest, this base looks super weird. Like, it looks really, really strange. At the same time, those are the bases which are the most annoying to attack with this strategy. And I'm talking about those core-centered expos. Expos which you cannot reach too easily. Because the problem with this army composition, as I told you already, our expos, our constant damage on your queen, because if there is non-stop DPS on your queen, you have to non-stop rage. And obviously, like, at some point the rages like are not enough anymore. So this is going to be kind of tricky, but still we're trying to do it, trying to force our queen as early into the core as possible, so we can take that core out with our healers, with our rages and everything. So that's the goal for now. Nice and early funnel, making sure the queen should step into this one channel with the mortar and with the archer tower. So she is getting access to those expos. She's getting access to the tower as well. But to be honest, I think we're just going to send in a blimp, because we need the power in the core. Otherwise, this won't work. So let's see. We're taking out the clan castle nice and early. Obviously, this isn't the highest trophy range, so there are some trophies you see sometimes, but still, it's all about the approach to those bases. That's what I want to teach you guys. Now we have the rage, just making sure everything is staying alive, but you see already the damage. You can see already the damage which is coming in. We are hovering already on the freeze because the enemy queen is going to engage really soon. That's what she just did. Now another rage. Now the blimp in as well, because we need some tanking power. Even if we use the queen ability in a second, there is just so much damage. Now we kind of wasted that freeze because, well, I thought I could save the queen ability. Now we have the rage in the core, just making sure the town is going down, and this is not looking too great. But at the same time, we took care already of most of the dangerous stuff. The queen is now going to the outside, which is great for us because this means it's not big of a threat anymore on her, so she can survive. Meanwhile, we have our king and everything starting in from the top left side, pushing everything, and the base is really open at this point, like kind of with those all of those allies, I guess. But still, it's kind of tricky to get through all of that. We are using the Super Barbarians to push our king into the core with the Royal Champ together. That's what I already told you. In this strategy, most of the time, you do not want to delay the Royal Champ, kind of like surgically or something. Most of the time, you want to send the Royal Champ in together with your king, with your bolus, with your warden in the beginning, because this means it's more DPS and it's better push for those troops. Meanwhile, we have the queen now going around the outside, circling the base. Royal Champ is getting the expo and the elephants out of the base, which is great for us. But the Royal Champ is going to die really soon because there's still a couple of defenses on the back end, which are quite annoying. But the base is open, so our queen should easily reach everything. So this should be alright. But I guess the queen is doing queen things. Can someone please explain to me why this queen is that stupid that she's not walking around? And this is now getting really close on time. Because, well, to be honest, this was not my mistake. At least I would say that. Because the queen was just, like, insanely stupid and walking onto the outside randomly. Or, like, did not walk onto the outside. That was the bigger problem. Meanwhile, we are saving our Loon. Loon is staying alive. And somehow, really thankful for that. This is still a triple. Yeah, I guess we should just get to the next one. Okay, this is the next base. And once again, we have on most of those bases right now expo farms, or like most of the time kind of heavy zones where a lot of damage, where a lot of expos are. And that's what we try to take out. Once again, we do not want to run straight into it because otherwise it's just way too much damage. So we want to kind of from the flank. I'm deciding, okay, let's get into those expos from the bottom side, from the bottom left side, and walk slowly into them. And then once again, later on, adding the Super Barbarians and our other troops. So I know this base because this is a base which I posted on YouTube. So I kind of know on how to approach the base. I kind of know roughly where the traps are. There's one Tesla like right below the barracks, but as long as I get not too close to that, it won't trigger. Now I know that there's a black mine normally right in front of the arch tower, which just went down. So we should use the Cocoon really soon. Otherwise, it should hit our healers. So what we're going to do next, wall break. Then obviously in the second, the Cocoon. I'm just trying to figure out where exactly to funnel. Cocoon now in as well. There should be the black, there's the black mine, which I was talking about. Like I said, I kind of know the trap setup at the same time. Now we need to wall break into the air defense, but this wall break is kind of happening too late. So the next wall break is kind of like running away, which is totally understandable. So that was my mistake, but at the same time, it should be still all right. Because once again, you guys remember the setup? Yep, you should, because this is once again the setup of a ring base. So we're doing once again the same thing. As soon as we took down one of the corners, we're going to just send in and support the queen at this point. So we're going to send in the king, warden, everything once again, and just blimping the town. That's the important part. And that's why it's really hard to one-star with this strategy, to be honest. Maybe I jinxed myself, but at the same time, it's really, really hard to one-star with this army. And try it out, you will see the same. It's nearly impossible. But either way, queen is running out again, dodging out of those expos now, sending in the ice golem, king and everything, using the super barons to push everything in. And that's the great part as well. Those super barons are really nice against time fans because they're really nice in pushing everything in, and they're quite fast, especially in the beginning. And then they can nicely provide cleanup. Once again, sending in the royal champion early as well because we need the constant DPS on those attacks. Meanwhile, the queen can reach everything. The tornado trap isn't really helping too much the defense. So the rage now in the core, because I know already there are a ton of traps normally. Normally even a tornado trap is in the core as well. So I just want to make sure that the town hall is going down. And now everything is pushing into the back. And we have the king ability. We have the warden ability still left. Using the warden ability right now, to be honest, it wasn't the best warden ability. I was more like thinking I should protect that royal champion. But seeing this now, I think I should have used the warden ability like now or something. Either way, we have 30 seconds left, and this is going to be close on time once again. That's always the case with this army composition because you're queen charging for a long time. But we have once again barbarians and everything clean up for the left side, wall breaking in, and this should be the next 3-star. So guys, I hope you see by now that this army is not a troll army by any chance. This is actually a really good army. If you would like to use it, try it out on your own. I hope that this guide was kind of helpful for you guys. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.